did the name come up? Did you have a lot of input in that, or was that more like they gave you a couple options and you chose one? Or
I had full reign over Jakara Jackson, and I'm blessed and thankful to have full reign of like me, you know? But basically, I was looking up goddess warrior names, and I was
yeah,
like, I need something hard.
yeah,
Funny story.
yeah,
So Janet Jackson's also a really big influence to me. So I love her, and I'm like, why not? Let's make the last name Jackson.
yeah.
But anyways, the first name, I found this name Jakarta, but I was like, the T gotta go. So I was like,
Yeah.
let's make it Jakarta. And
Yeah.
what's funny is my name, my
You can look
real
it
name,
up. You can look it up.
Jamara.
Yeah. Yeah.
My real name's Jamara. So literally all I did was change a letter.
Yeah. Which is
But
pretty slick. It was pretty slick. Yeah.
it's kind of slick.
Yeah.
So Jakara Jackson just had a really nice ring to it, and JJ as the initials, like I fell in love with that and I stuck with it. And then on top of that, I already knew I wanted my nickname to be Miss Jackson, so like I needed the Jackson to work. So
Tell me what she means to you and some of the stuff you might have learned from Lash.
she is a sister to me, and just her and I finding each other has been a blessing. And like we've all seen it. We've seen Lash grow to where she is now. We've seen me grow from where I was to now. And I feel like we elevate each other, we motivate each other. That's my girl for real. Like we definitely just like we click. And I feel like the people see that too, and they appreciate that about us, that we have this sisterhood and we just have each other's backs. But shoot, she's taught me so much as well. Clearly we have our dynamic, but she's really good at leading. Like she's a really good leader. So I respect that about her so much. She's really that girl. You can't
Yeah.
mess with her, okay? And I'm just glad to have her on my side, okay? You mess with
Yeah.
me, you mess with her.
Yeah. And she comes in with that athletic background, that team background. So like, she has probably those leadership skills from that. And like it's interesting to see her growth too, because we started with the talk show with her and then now she's in this metaphor. And you guys have been able to do some really cool stuff. Like you guys, I remember there was like a week you guys were on like Raw, NXT, and SmackDown.
And we were
Talk
all over the place.
yeah. Talk about that experience of being able to go up to the main roster, work with people like Bianca and Jade and Naomi, and those experiences and what you guys learned from that, and just the fact that they see you guys as a team that's like, oh, we can put these girls anywhere.
It's amazing. And as they should see us as a team that, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
we be up there. Like we have all of the tools, but being up there was so amazing because we got to work with those more seasoned people, and like they're great. I feel like they brought the greatness out of us and still are. And just to get that feel of what it is like, because that's the goal, that's the main goal. So to get those feels and to get that experience was so needed. And if it didn't fuel a fire, it most certainly, you know what I'm saying? Like, we ready. Like, we want that. Like, that's the goal, like I said. So just getting a taste of that, it's fueling our fire even more to work harder to reach it and shoot.
Hey, what's up, wrestling friends? Welcome to the Figure 4 TV, also known as Goodbread Wrestling. I'm your host, Mr. Goodbread, and I got my guy, Toxic Ring Scandals, also known as the Red Carpet Ring. And we finna talk about this metaphor breakup and how wasteful NXT, they wasted Jakara and Lash to me, man. What's your thoughts on this?
Um, First of all, salute to everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for having me on here. But we gotta talk about this, man. When they had the segment, man, of all them breaking up, because this is the first time we seen Metaphor all together since Noam Dar's injury. Since they were all together, Lash said we gotta talk. Now, when I saw this, we knew, most of us that followed Metaphor knew what was gonna happen. I'm thinking at the time, okay, they're gonna break off. Meaning Jakara and Lash gonna do their own things as a tag team since they've been traveling on TNA and SmackDown and Raw, and Noam gonna do his thing on NXT, and Aura Mista is gonna continue to do his thing on Evolve.
Right.
That's what I thought. But when they said all four of them, Lash said no. We all gonna do all the things. She said not just Norm and Aura, but Jakara, you too. You not
Oh,
gonna do all thing. I said, what? That was a shocker when I heard that. I said, why would they break all them up? It was just all over all TNA. Matter of fact, they just fought for TNA Knockouts titles
right.
not too long ago.
And before that, they gave Bianca and Naomi a damn good match on NXT
Yes.
territory.
No, they've been fighting. I was gonna say for the better half of last year, they've been fighting for the NXT women's. I'm sorry, for the women's tag team titles and the TNA tag team titles. For almost a year going on, they've been fighting for all these belts. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, that's a waste of a team right there, and I don't understand. With WWE's idea of tag teams, like even when they split Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae up, and they released Indy, we thought that was a waste of a team, and now to split Jakara and Lash up is wasteful. I always thought they should have been right. I always thought they should have been a part of the Jade Cargill attack storyline. Like they should be with Naomi right now. They should be Naomi's henchwomen right now.
I definitely agree with that. Yeah, that's a good point you brought that up because I don't understand how you can have that kind of talent and then you had them floating on all these shows, utilizing them, thinking that we're going to see them on the main roster or to get the big payoff with the women's tag team belts of some sort. Turns out neither is going to happen now.
Now, I know you're a historian when it comes to NXT, especially the 2.0 brand. When and how was the metaphor formed?
Well, thing about it was, Lash Legend was actually on her own at first.
Okay.
She was on her own in the very beginning. And then Jakara came, I want to say a year or two later, and she was by herself, but she was paired up with Lash. And Noam Dar, him and Ora Mesa came from NXT UK. That's how the Heritage Cup got here. I think he was the Heritage Cup champ like he is now. And I think that's how I got brought over, but they just put them all together. So next thing we know, when I was on NXT, I saw Jakara and Lash together. Then I saw a pair with Ora Mesa and Noam. I said, metaphor. And they had the whole metaphor thing with the colors, like the Fantastic Four. That's what the metaphor is inspired of, the Fantastic Four. And I was like, what's this, new stable? And it took me a while to get used to it. I said, I actually like metaphor. Not bad. Wasn't bad. And then slowly but surely, Noam Dar was doing his thing with the Harris a couple of years now. He just came back. Then he went down with an injury. Then I see Jakara and Lash getting more and more advertised. They was getting pushed more. And then in the past year, they've been on floating on all shows. And we didn't even get the big payoff, like I said before. And now the whole stable's broken up.
Right, and I always liked Noam Dar too from the days of the 206, 205 live. I like Noam Dar. I also like Drew Gulak, but we also know what happened to Drew Gulak, unfortunately.
Ronda Rousey.
Right. Man, I can't believe this. I'm still jaw dropped. So now, what if they turn Jakara into our version of Miss Monet? Because I always said that she reminds me of Sasha Banks, man. She looks like her mannerisms, she sound like her, she act like her. Man, she's getting her wrestling ability up, but so she don't wrestle like her just yet. But I'm sure you give her another half a year, and she'll be able to be there in that PC.
Yeah, and that's what I thought was going, because I remember when Jakara came in, she didn't even wrestle. She was like a valet, and then she really started wrestling the past year a lot more. Because if you remember metaphor, like you said, for all the history, Jakara wasn't wrestling. She was like a valet to Lash.
Yeah,
she was a valet to Lash.
When I first saw that girl, right, as you put me back onto NXT, because I stopped watching NXT, and then as you started to integrate me back into the show, I saw her, and I said, whoa, wait, Sasha Banks is in NXT? And you said, nah, you laughed. And you said, nah, she a valet for the other girl. And I said, yo,
Yep.
she should wrestle. And I started to
You
relate her
did. You
to
said that.
Selena Vega. How Selena was a valet, but she always had that little outside move, Huda Karana, that she'll do in Andrade
Yep.
match. So I was
Yep.
like,
I remember that.
right. So I could always see a valet turning into a wrestling girl. And
That's true.
boom, then look, she started wrestling more.
Yeah. And not just that, she actually wrestled good. She
Right.
wrestled good too. I was like, man, she got good. Not only she's wrestling, she's actually, you could tell when I see them wrestle NXT, you could tell who's been the PC and who's not.
Right.
I could tell, I said, Jakara, that girl been, not just by, her physique, I said, she's been the PC for real. She's really putting in work.
Right.
And it shows.
At one point, her hits and her strikes and her moves were more believable than Naomi.
Yes, way more believable. And I was impressed. And I really thought that, and Lash, we know Lash do her thing.
Yes.
Lash really impressed me with the 2023 deadline match. The deadline where she almost won.
Right.
She almost won.
And see, the thing with Lash was our carbon copy of Jade Cargill.
Yes.
Lash was our version of Jade Cargill. When AEW tried it out Jade, we quickly got Lash. And I think that might have hurt Lash and Jakara.
Yep. When Jade came over, what hurt these girls I'm starting to see is the acquisitions of Jade Cargill, Jordan Grace, Julia, and Stephanie Walker. Those 4 girls in particular are slowly but surely leading to releases of long-time WWE people.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100% because the style is different too now. Like,
yes,
we have so many big powerhouse women. I'm going to call them the powerhouse girls. We have so many powerhouse girls now. We went away from the finesse females like the Carmelas and the Alexa Blisses and even Liv Morgan for now. Liv Morgan is on the back seat, tag team wrestling now.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Lash and Jakara. Them girls are putting in work. I guess the silver lining is maybe TNA picks them up. I know, also Lash has a cooking channel on YouTube using her real name. She does have a cooking channel. So that could blow up. Maybe she could use that. Because I think one of her cousins on one of the Real Housewife shows in Beverly Hills, I heard she was a real life cousin. So maybe that can work for her. Jakara, I don't know if she has a social media channel. I don't think she has a YouTube channel where she, puts out daily content. Right. The only thing I've seen her do, she did do a guest spot on Nikita Lyons' YouTube channel.
Okay.
She did that, but that's it. But I'm still down about that because
what you see as what's the future? What do you see for them? Like, so you said something. You said TNA. TNA definitely will pick Lash. I can see TNA definitely picking Lash up.
Well, the Knockouts division is struggling. We know it's not the glory days of Angelina Love, Awesome Kong, Madison Rain, Gail Kim, Mickey James. We know it's not those days anymore. It was starting to get back. It did slowly get back with the Tessa Blanchard and Deonna Purrazzo and Jordan Grace, but we know 2 of those 3 women are gone. Tessa's not going to be there for long. Now, Indy Hartwell, they just picked up. They do have her. They do have Marsha Slamovich. They do have the Ash by Elegance, but she's a tag team. But we don't have much of the Knockouts division like they should. It's very low. This could be the stage where Lash can really show out. Because I know they don't have they do have a black girl on there. Her name is, I forgot, she had braids. They have her, but Lash is more popular than her. So Lash could, she supersedes her, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
She supersedes this girl. So I put Lash in front of her. And I will say with that, she's going to work out. And I will also say, not just Lash Legend working out, Jakara can work out too. She can also do something in the, in the Knockouts division as well. Now, if they're going to bring them both over, I don't want them doing the whole tag team thing. I want them to be strong on their own accord. So that's how I would do it.
Okay. Now, I know we're just assuming and we're just making the story. Do you see them staying? And if you see them staying with NXT, do you see them? How do you see that push? How do you see that going?
If they do stay, they pretty much gonna be enhancement talents, they call it now, for Stephanie, Julia, and even Soruka. They could be enhancement talent. If they keep bouncing, well, they're not even on NXT like that. They're bouncing through all shows. They're going to be pretty much a springboard for someone to get over. That's how they're using them now. Because the way these girls been competing the past year for the tag team titles, they should have won the belts by now. We've seen Jakara and Lash compete. We've seen also Bianca and Jade on 2 runs. Bianca and Naomi. We've seen Unholy Union, and one of those girls got released as well, Isla Dawn. And we never see these girls win. Everybody has passed them, and it shouldn't be like that. That's what's blowing my mind right now. How's everybody else win the belt except for these girls?
Yeah.
Because, like you said something important. That could have worked out for a storyline for Jay being attacked. Why didn't they win the belts to cause the friction of Bianca and Naomi and Jade? They could have been the team to win the belts off of them instead of leaving Raquel.
Absolutely. And Naomi can use the muscle. Naomi
Yes.
can use the muscle. She can
So,
use the muscle.
that's a
Make it
booking
believable.
problem.
Make it more
Yeah,
believable.
that's a booking one-on-one problem I see. They should take care of that, because if I'm not mistaken, Liv Morgan about to film a movie. Why you keep putting the belts on her if she about to leave? You gonna have, unless you don't have them defended, just Raquel hold the belts hostage for the whole women's tag team division till Liv come back. Oh, now she more likely gonna have them. They're gonna lose some belts,
I see that too.
and they just want them back.
Right. Right.
So I don't get that either. I'm like, why they even win the belts if Liv about to film a movie?
Got some stat padding going on. But
Yeah, and that's the problem too in WWE. It's too much of that. You don't have to stat pad everything WWE. You don't.
that's a
That's starting to bother me a little bit. I'm not too keen on that. Jakara and Lash been wasted. You had them on TNA fight for knockout belts, and they didn't get close to winning. So, and I knew the final straw was at Stand and Deliver pre-show with the 4-way #1 contender to fight for the women's tag team belts. They didn't even win that. Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley won that. They didn't get close.
good point.
I knew that was the final. I said that was like, that's it. They're not gonna fight for these belts no more.
Man,
So-
so let's go on and wrap this one on up. It's been a cool 15 and 15. So, Jakara, Lash, Metaphor, I guess they're being replaced by the new stable now. We got that new Dark State. So,
And you got the Colin. You got the Colin too. The Colin.
So that's
Yeah.
the last. That's probably the last stable from the 2.0 era. That's
Well, the
around
family too. Well, the
you
family
know-
left too. They broke up too.
I was
Family
about to say the family ain't no more. But
Nope.
anything you want to add before we wrap this thing on up?
I hope they don't release the girls. If they do release, just release one of them. At least try to give the other one a chance. But it's not looking too good right now. Chance is not looking too good. Not because we want that to happen. It's very realistic, and I wish that if it does come around to that, wish them the best of luck in their future endeavors. Wasted
Right.
talent, though. Definitely wasted talent. Definitely wasted talent.
Definitely a waste of talent, and the WWE got to fix their tag team mindset. It's a mindset that they have towards the tag team division. They definitely got to fix that. So, guys, y'all hit that like button on your way out. Subscribe to all of the channels, and I'll see you guys later.
I'll see you guys later.
This is a wreck. He's moving like an uncaged animal.
No lie, he's wild in there.